Worst thing ever. After putting $50,000 into someone else's building, I was told that I could not operate out of the building as a salon.
Wow.
Tried to fight it, but then I had to knock myself on the head and say, why am I fighting for a position for someone else's building? I need to go buy my own. So I left.
You put 50 grand into
50 grand.
building.
I was bringing Decatur, a Buckhead to Decatur. That's what our slogan was. We're bringing Buckhead to Decatur.
What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all of this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning. Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where we find really cool people that do really, really cool stuff. And we have another serial. You are the epitome of a serial entrepreneur.
I am that. I am that. I've come a long way.
So let me like we'll get into the introduction and everything, but some people will say you probably shouldn't do too much. You need to focus on one thing. What do you say to that?
I just spoke about that yesterday. Definitely, because when you're doing a lot, what ends up happening is you have to end up taking away from one of your businesses.
For sure.
So, but with me, I don't know, I guess I'm just so used to doing so much. And it's like, if I'm not doing so much, it's like, I feel like I'm doing nothing. So I find a way to make things balance out. Gotcha. But, I get stressed out sometimes, a lot of times.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. So go ahead and introduce yourself, and we're going to jump into this thing.
Okay, I am Starr, owner of StarrStage Body, owner of StarrStage Studio, owner of StarrStage Trucking, owner of a few properties, residential and commercial. I'm her. We have the new planner coming out, which I want everyone to get.
Now,
yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yes, so calendar has dropped. Daily planner has dropped. I'm sorry. To just help entrepreneurs write. Do you write?
Yeah, all the time.
Like daily?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
That's why
I think that's
thoughts.
a big thing. Yeah. And a lot of people, I think, aren't successful with business because they don't write. You got to write every day.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. So that's what that's about.
All right, so you've obviously got real estate property into the trucking. You actually have brick and mortar businesses.
Yes.
But I want to before all of that, who were you? Ooh. Is your real name Starr?
No, my real name is, don't tell nobody, Keisha.
Keisha.
Yeah, that's my real name.
Okay, well, hold that down. We got our mayor named Keisha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Keisha, that's me.
Okay, brown skin Keisha, I see you.
That's me, brown skin Keisha.
So where'd you get the name Starr from?
So originally Starr came from me being in a singing group years and years and years and years ago. So I still sing from here and time and there, but it's just for fun. But that's how I got that name. I was in a girl group. It was 4 of us. And I was the star. I did the rapping. I did the singing. It was a multicultural group. Everybody was a different nationality. I was the African-American. So, the African-American did everything. She sang, she rapped, she led the group. We
talented like that.
Yeah. So I was Starr. And that name has traveled with me from the age of 12 to the age of right now.
And you always lead with, my name is Starr.
Yeah. That's my name. And then that's my brand now too. So that's what it is.
Gotcha. Okay, so we got a little backstory. You used to sing.
I used to sing.
And then
I ended up leaving my group because I wanted to be grown. I ended up...
What you mean you want to be grown?
You know, when you get 18, you know, that's that age, 17, 18, where you think you grown. You think you're an adult.
For sure.
You don't even know what being an adult is about. But I wanted to be grown. I wanted to be out on my own. Left home, went to college, and I started dancing.
Like ballet dancing?
No, like stripping.
Stripping
like
dancing.
Making the Munions. I went from working at the daycare for $5 an hour to stripping while I was in school. So mommy and daddy never knew. Ooh.
Hold on. Okay.
I might not need to say that just in case daddy's watching.
Your dad still never know?
I don't think he knows to this day.
Really?
I'm waiting for a reality show so that I could tell him.
So you're in college, you're singing, you say, I'm going to put that down. I'm just going to start working at a daycare.
Well, yeah. I always worked at the daycare while I was in high school.
Okay, gotcha. You just lost interest in the singing.
No, I always still sang back then. Mm-hmm. So when I went off to school, that was my rinky-dink job. You got your rinky-dink job.
For sure.
And then somebody introduced me to stripping. So I ended up quitting the daycare, of course. Mm-hmm. You go from making $5 an hour and at that time making $300 to $500 a night. I mean, it was a no-brainer.
So how does one get introduced to stripping?
Oh my God, you making me tell all my business.
Come on.
This is for the book. This is for the book that's coming 2022.
Listen, it'll sell you more books, I promise you.
Well, in all actuality, I had a friend and oh my God, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Her mom was a dancer and she was dancing and she called me one day and I was like,
I'm sorry. Your friend, her mom was a dancer.
Yeah.
And your friend was a dancer.
Right.
At the same club?
Yes. Yes and no. So the mom ended up leaving the club. And she was dancing in the club now at this time. So she called me one day and I'm in my dorm and I'm like, what's all that noise? She was like, I'm at the strip club. I'm like, you at the what? And so, she really started telling me about it. And I'm like, dang. She was like, yeah, I be making this much a night. I'm like, for real? That's my 2-3 week check. What you making a day? So, psyched me out. She was like, my mom could put you on. I'm like, all right, cool. So I talked to her mom and she got me in there. And that week I was
Could you dance?
In there.
Were you a good dancer?
I mean, no.
But I guess
not the first night. I remember what I wore. I wore an apple bottom dress.
What year was this?
This was 2005.
Gotcha.
So I had on an apple bottom dress and some little heels. Mm-hmm. They weren't even dancing shoes. And I do remember this. I tried to leave out the club with the same outfit on that I was wearing inside the club. And it was like, no, you can't do that.
Why not?
Because you can't. That's you can't do that. You have to put your regular clothes on. You can't go out in the street with your dance clothes on. You know what I'm saying? But it was a learning experience. But the reason for me getting on with doing the stripping was because I wanted to be able to pay for my own singing package back then, my own demo package.
Gotcha.
I don't know how they do it really now, but back then it was you had your whole portfolio, you had your pictures, your demo, your CD, and I wanted to be able to pay for my own studio time and again my own packaging since I was no longer in the group and no longer had a manager. And my goal was to dance for 3 months. I remember it was supposed to be from October to December of 2005, and that ended up being 3 years. Added on another 3 years. Wow. Added on another 3 years, and.
And how long did you dance?
I danced for 10 years.
Did you ever tell yourself, yo, I'm just going to get enough for the package and then I'm out?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That was the plan for the first 3 months. And then I left that club and went to another club and it was that $300 a day was $500-$600 to $1,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? So, when people say the trap, it's really a trap. The club is really a trap, man. And you really have to be focused in order to get out. Because it's really, and I don't want no one to be mad at me for saying this, but I'm just speaking from experience. It's really the devil's playground. And it's really, and I say that because it's a distraction. You can't get ahead and really get where you need to get when you are dancing. I don't care what nobody say. It's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to start a business or have an entrepreneur life and still dance, how can you? It's no way possible.
Why can't you though? Because it seems like the evening, now I don't go to strip clubs anymore, but it seems like it's, well, I guess they dance in the daytime too, but for the most part,
dance in the day.
You might have like an evening where you're there, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Why can't you build your business throughout the day?
Oh, you're making me get a game away. For the simple fact that, all right, if she's dancing in the daytime, when does she have time to sleep? Because usually when you work in the daytime, well, day shift is different. So day shift, they'll usually make you work like a 3 to 8 shift or something like that. Or some clubs make you work 12 to 8. Mm-hmm. So you're working all that time. Now you have to do what? Go sleep. And I hope and pray you don't have kids because it's even worse. So your energy is so much into the nightlife because that's what's providing for you, or the day life. That's what's really providing for you. It's just so hard to kind of just step away. And then when you start your business, you know, as any entrepreneur, nothing just takes off like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You really have to put the time and energy into it. And if it's going so slow, what are you going to do? You're going to go right back to the club where I can make this monions quickly with no problems. I mean, it definitely happened to me, my first 2 businesses. So I know, and I really had to really sit down and say, okay, I'm going to have to take a whole loss until I can get where I want to be. Because if I keep going back into the club, I'm never going to get out.
Yeah, and I guess the money is so good. Like, and I've experienced this, well, not me personally, but I've experienced talking to people who, let's say they make 6 figures at their job. That's the same excuse because you spend so much time, you make so much money at your job. It's like this business, I can't really trade that. So I'm blessed to have been making $30,000 at the Cheesecake Factory because I'm like, yo, I'm out of this. I mean, if it don't work out, I'll just come back. I can get $30,000 anywhere. Exactly. But I guess it's harder when you're making thousands a night.
When you're making thousands. Because what job can you, what business can you really just start tomorrow and you're making $500 to $1,000 a day? Just tomorrow. Not, a couple months. But I just don't think that it works like that because you have to put money into marketing, advertising, the whole 9. So a lot of times, I think, again, people are fearful and scared. So the strip club, again, it's a distraction. It's a distraction.
And how did you get out?
Oh, Lord. I had to take that loss. I had to really take a loss. Did you stack some
money first?
You know what? I did stack some money.
How much?
I had a good almost 30 bands put up. Me and my significant other at that time took most of that money and opened up a nail salon, and that failed.
You opened up a nail salon?
I opened up a nail salon. That was my second business. That was at 26 or 27.
You know what? I don't know why. And maybe. I don't know any nail salons that aren't owned by Asian.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I was reading? That something happened where they were like, it was like an Asian lady or something like that. They came over and they started doing nails, and she started making a lot of money, and then reached back over to the people that were where she was from and started teaching them. And literally, the whole Asian nail industry came from this one lady who just came and started killing and started reaching back to teach her other friends,
other people,
how to do it.
Yeah,
dang, that's deep.
I can believe that.
Well, did you have the thought like, yo, I'm gonna be the black-owned nail salon, black people need to go to black?
I did, and I really kind of being an entrepreneur, with having the clothing store first, there was my business had sat next to one of the most biggest nail salons in Atlanta. I don't know if you know, the nail shop. And that's Candler Road. That's Decatur area. That's East Side.
Who owned that?
She's Asian, but she does what you do. I mean, what you just said.
Right.
She goes over, teaches people, bring them back, and then sets them up in her business. And that's how her business continues to run. However, I was just like, man, I could do this. She making millions over here. She's killing the game. 2, 3, 4 hours, a 4-hour wait. I want to open up a nail salon. The lady who was helping me make clothes at that time, she was Asian. So she was like, I'm going to help you. Me being me, I'm like, all right. So I set it up, got a building. We decked it out. When it got time for her help, she was nowhere to be found.
How did you want her to help you?
Well, I wanted her to help me get people. I didn't know anything about the nail game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
so why did you get into the business?
Being an entrepreneur and seeing some onions going on, I'm like, shoot, if they could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
But again, I wasn't taught. There wasn't enough business classes out back then. Because if I knew better, I wouldn't have done it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would have done some more research first instead of just looking and saying, dang, she could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
But I took a loss. We took a major loss. I pretty much lost out on that whole entire business.
How long was it open? 2
years.
So, and what was one of the major challenges?
Keeping workers, because I don't want to. This is a realist show, so I'm going to just be real. Like, 100%. I was young, 26, 27, so white people, they don't want to work for me. Asians, they definitely ain't working for you African American. And then the black people, we just don't want to come to work. So the business really failed. And that wasn't my trade. I didn't know how to do any nails. So
you didn't know how to do nails. You saw opportunity, you say, yo, let's just go for it.
Let's just go for it. That's me though. Yeah. I take losses all the time. I just say, all right, let me try. And if it doesn't work out, then I just have to figure out a way.
So you did it with your significant other?
Back then, yes.
Was he an entrepreneur as well?
He is an entrepreneur now, yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
So
what business was he in?
Car wash.
He had his own car wash?
He had his own car wash.
Gotcha.
No, back then, I'm sorry, he has a car wash now. But back then he did carpet cleaning.
Gotcha. So both of y'all just hustle. Let's just go make some money.
Then,
let's go.
We ain't talking about him, not just playing. No, just playing.
Okay, so was that the first business that you tried while you were dancing?
No, the clothing store was.
Clothing store.
So we had the clothing store. The clothing store was open for almost 2 years.
And you did that while you were dancing?
I did that while I was
Gotcha.
Really, yeah, half while I was dancing and half while I was pregnant.
Okay.
So had that first, closed that down, did the nail salon. And then after the nail salon, I was just so heartbroken that I was like, you know what? Business is not for me. It's not for me. Went to school, got my CDA, started going to school, certified dental assistant.
Okay.
Then I said, well, I'll go ahead and get into dental hygiene, started going to school for that. Began working at a dental office in Buckhead. They were making over $400,000 a month, and they was giving me $10 an hour and working the dog out of me. After 2 weeks, I couldn't take it no more. I said, you know what? If I could put all this time and energy into somebody else's business, I got to figure out a way to make my business work.
Yeah. And I see you're coming from like dancing, right? So you're making all this money. And then obviously you're an entrepreneur and you're like, okay, I'm going to work for myself. And then you go to school and now you got to work for $10 an hour. Uncomfortable.
And I had a 3-year-old back then. How am I gonna make it?
Yeah.
So I ended up leaving and I said,
think about going back to dancing?
I was still dancing.
Even while you're dental assistant?
I had to go back. After the nail
Yeah.
shop was not doing all, I had to.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So they talking to you crazy for the $10. You like, yo, I just made.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had to. Like, it was no way. So I went back, but at that time still, I was just like dead broke. Like, the monions was over with. It was gone.
You wasn't making money
I wasn't making no money.
as a dancer?
I'm
thought all dancers
saying,
just-
no, the dancer, I was still making a little bit of money, but I'm still trying to work.
Yeah.
So my full potential, let me tell you something. When you're dancing, you have to become a whole character. You're a whole different person. You're going to have to go out and date. You're going to have to go out and eat. You're going to have to get your clientele up.
Really? Hold on. Okay. And this ain't
See,
gonna
I'm
be,
telling the
this
game.
ain't gonna be
I'm
the
not
dancing
telling the
t-
game because the dancer's going to be like, she on there telling the game.
Oh,
but
nah,
but
it's
that's the facts. It's the facts.
for sure.
It's the hidden facts.
So really, dance, and this isn't the how to be a successful dancer tutorial,
Right.
okay, guys? I'm just trying to understand the mindset behind it. But so even that, you run it like a business. You take
run
care
it
of
like a
your clients.
business.
It's not all about just in the club. You got to be like, okay, I'll take your number, we'll talk, so that they continue to come back.
Hello, ding, 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 ding.
Got it.
Because if I'm eating with you every week and you know my pain and my struggles and what I'm trying to do, and you're making good money, are you not going to come support me?
All day
When you
long.
do come in the club, who are you going to dance?
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's not all the time, but most of the time people have clientele.
Dang.
You got clientele. That's what it's called.
Dang, it's somebody.
Not in the dancer world, but that's what it's called, clientele.
Yeah, it's so funny because there's somebody out here like watching this right now, like, dang, I'm her client. I thought she
You
liked
are
me.
client, boo.
I thought we was building something. I was gonna take her out of the strip club. I was just a client.
But he can take her. It's been a few who have been taken out the club by, men, and that's cool.
Mhm.
That's just not what I wanted to do. I wanted to take myself out.
Gotcha.
And I was able to do that.
So
Thank you.
you're at this dentist's office. You're not feeling it for this little $10 an hour. So you quit there,
Yeah.
and now you're back to just dancing.
Dancing, and I said, I got to do this.
Mhm.
I got a little bitty office, it was small as hell.
What'd you get an office for?
I got an office because I got to figure out a way because I got to get out this club. It's coming up on my 10-year mark.
So you just got an office. You ain't know what you're gonna do with it?
Well, yeah, I knew I was going to sell my waist trainers because I was always selling waist trainers since day one.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, I'm going to sell my waist trainers and booty lifters.
Mhm.
And my vendor at the time, they came out with the butt lift machine. And I was scared as all day and night to do it because
What's a butt lift machine?
that thing lifts your butt up. It gets these girls right.
Okay, explain that. Explain that.
Okay, so basically it is a vacuum. It's called vacuum therapy. It's a machine that I have 2 big cups. It goes on the buttocks area and it helps to mobilize the fat to one area and lifts everything up from the bottom. So it's an exercise without exercising.
Oh, so it's almost like doing squats. It does the same activity.
Exactly, except it makes it bigger faster.
How long does it last?
It could be temporary or permanent depending upon the person. They still have to work out, exercise to keep everything sitting up after they get the procedure. So it's a lifestyle, I tell people.
Gotcha. Okay, so you quit the dentist office, you got this office, and you're dancing, and then you come across this information.
Right.
The butt lifting machine.
The butt lifting machine. So I had clientele, of course, from the previous 2 businesses. So I'm like, I'm gonna try something. Instagram had just came out. So I tried it. It was a hit.
Okay,
It
what
was
do you
a
mean
bang.
I tried it?
I brought it to the community.
Gotcha.
I brought it to the urban community. I started posting about it. No one else was posting about it. No one else knew it existed. Period. I'm sorry. I'm the first in Atlanta. I'm the first. It's just what it is. And
How much was the machine back then?
back then, I had what was called a dual machine. It did non-invasive lipocavitation and butt lift. I think that machine was like $8,000, $9,000. So it wasn't that much.
So you got the office.
But I didn't even have the money to afford the machine. I had to get it on a credit basis. But 3 months, machine was paid off. 3 months.
So you got the office, you invest $8,000 in a machine, put the machine in the office, and that's where you're servicing your clients.
Servicing my clients.
Were you still dancing?
I still was dancing at that time. That was January of
coins.
2016. I was still dancing. I didn't stop until May of 2016. So I'm coming up on my 5-year not in the club run.
Congratulations.
It's been tempting.
Yeah. You want to go back?
When all these SBAs and stuff dropped this last year, it was real tempting now. It was tempting, but no.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, so how did you start to promote the butt lifting machine and how'd it go?
Using Instagram, that was my main tool. And then I started using brand ambassadors to help get it out there. And then, of course, word of mouth. Facebook was, more popular then. So using the Facebook tool as well. And just mostly just the word of mouth. Using my relatives, using close friends for free, having them post it. And it just, started trending.
Gotcha. And how long you been working with this butt lifting machine?
5 years.
And that's still a business that you have active right now?
Yes, that's my job.
So that's rolling. That's rolling.
Hasn't stopped. Have trained over 200 entrepreneurs to begin their own business.
Really?
Yes. That's not stopping right now. The beauty industry is continuously growing with different procedures. I'm not going to stop doing it, and I'm not going to stop training people how to start their own business and make the monions off of it.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, you're doing that, but you got your hands in a little bit of everything.
Man, everything.
So you're running with this business. You quit the club. What's the next venture that you began?
After the club, well, it was the body contouring, the little studio. So that little studio ended up.
So you don't call it butt lifting, you call it body contouring.
Body contouring. Okay. All of the body contouring procedures. So I can say, like I said, after 3 months of having that business, it just really started taking off. I quit school because I still was in school for dental hygiene. I ain't going to be working in nobody's dental office because I'm making all this money now.
For sure.
So I was able to grow. I got another space that was bigger within the 3 months time. And then before that year was out, I was in let's say a 6,000 square foot building. So,
Amazing.
God is good.
So you're in a 6,000 square foot building?
I leased a 6,000 square foot building. Basically, they put me out of the office building that I was in.
Wow.
Too much traffic.
Too much traffic. Got you.
And they got too many complaints.
Success problems.
Yeah, success problems.
So you went and got a bigger building.
Got a bigger building, 6,000 square feet. 3,000 square feet I used for my business. The other 3,000, I built out 13 salon suites for entrepreneurs to basically have their own entity of their own business. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
This was 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
So half of it used for your own business?
3,000. It was upstairs, downstairs. I was upstairs, and 3,000 that was downstairs was used for entrepreneurs.
And what businesses have you had them come in and use?
So we had nail tech, lash tech, hair people, all of that. All of that. So I ended up having that for a year.
Yeah.
Worst thing ever. After putting $50,000 into someone else's building, I was told that I could not operate out of the building as a salon.
Wow.
Tried to fight it. But then I had to knock myself on the head and say, why am I fighting for a position for someone else's building? I need to go buy my own. So I left.
You put 50 grand into
50 grand.
Building.
I was bringing Decatur, a Buckhead to Decatur. That's what our slogan was. We're bringing Buckhead to Decatur.
You got these big, grandiose ideas and these visions, and you just...
And I be wasting all my money. No, I'm just playing. I be wasted.
Wow.
I be wasted it, but it's all, to me, I look at it like learning experiences, You live, you learn, and I'm such of a hustler that if it's something doesn't work out, I'll figure out a way to create my lane to get my money back and try something else. At least I could say I tried, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is.
So what do we do now? You're getting kicked out of this building.
So I'm getting kicked out the building.
How long were you in the building?
I was only there for a year.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a similar story. So I went to South DeKalb Mall opened up. I had a kiosk in 2012 in Cumberland Mall. Still have it in Cumberland Mall.
Okay.
Then 2013, I opened a second kiosk in the same mall. 2014, though, I opened a store, like a storefront in South DeKalb Mall.
Okay. What was it? You in my hood? I didn't know.
Sleep is for Suckers. It was right across from, I want to say that was Athlete's Foot. Yeah, I think that was Athlete's Foot, right across the hall. Okay. So what happened is, I was in there and I had this, the contract, and I sent it to my attorney, and my attorney said, well, there's a clause in here that says that they can ask you to leave with a 30-day notice or something like that. And I give it to the lady. I'm like, yo, my attorney said, y'all, I can like build this up and you could ask me to leave. She said, yeah, but nobody's been in that space in 6 years, and I doubt somebody's coming now. I'm like, okay, so I saw it. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of traffic. We're doing a lot in the store. In DTLR, which was at the end, they said, yo, still at the we end. Want that space. And because they're a longer-term tenant, and I'm what's called a temporary tenant, they said, yo, you have to move to another location after I put $30,000 into the store. And this was after like a few months. I wasn't even there a year.
Yeah.
And they pushed me out.
Pushed you out.
Pushed me out.
And how did you feel?
I felt disrespected. I was angry.
Used.
But then I realized that that selling a product and being in a store, okay, I manufacture the product, then I got to sell it to you, give me the money, I take some of the money and I do that. That wasn't going to get me wealthy.
Right.
So that's when I wrote my book, and I said, I'm going to start building my brand.
Right.
And I wrote my book on entrepreneurship,
and
I started speaking and teaching.
You got a good product to sell.
Yeah, absolutely.
That book.
And with shirts, you got to have, like I had like 30, 40 different products. Mm-hmm. This one book is everybody's size.
Right.
If I don't got this shirt, you're like, yo, wait till you get it in a medium. When are you going to have it in the red? Or
I know.
This book is everybody's size.
Everybody's size, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. So it was a blessing in disguise, because I went and I started to build my career. Now I'm, speaking and things.
It was a blessing and a learning experience.
100%. Yeah. So you leave. I'll come over a little bit so that there you go.
I'm in here. Am I in?
Yeah, you good. You good. So what do you do now?
So again, I just have, I own a daycare, 5,000 square foot building.
Whoa, when did you do that?
I did that in the midst of, right before I got the 6,000 square foot lease. That was the first thing I did with my money. The second thing, I'm sorry, that was the second thing I did. Yeah, I bought the daycare. The first thing was I built my home. Mm-hmm. So at 29, I built my first home from the ground up. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Second thing was right before leaving the 6,000 square foot building that I was leasing, I purchased a 5,000 square foot daycare.
Did you see the writings on the wall, like where it was going to be a problem, and you said, you know what, I got to get my own building?
No, I purchased the daycare because that was something that I always wanted to do. Remember, I told you when I was in high school, what was I doing?
You was a babysitter.
I was a babysitter. Yep. So that was the plan. I'm like, okay, I'm going to own a daycare. I always thought I would own a daycare.
Was the daycare there already, or you just bought the building and then put a daycare there?
It was the daycare before.
Got you.
Yeah. So I purchased that. I still have that.
Oh, so you bought the building and the business?
I didn't buy the business. There was no business inside at the time.
Oh, gotcha. I see. Okay.
Yeah. I just purchased the daycare building. But I do have a tenant in there now. She is the bomb, Nada Bomb. But
okay. So I'm just gonna be asking you questions for clarity. Okay. So it was a daycare before you bought it.
Yeah.
Nobody in there, and then you just got a tenant, and they're a daycare.
Yes.
And you own the building, and that business pays you.
Yes.
Rent. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Got it.
So I have the daycare, have the house, got rid of the 6,000 lease, and I went and purchased a building off of Cleveland Avenue. That's where I have the body contouring studio at. And that's it for right now. That's what I have going on.
Wow.
And the trucking. And now what we're doing, we just did a survey, and I'm building a commercial building from the ground up. I don't know when it's going. I don't know. It's a lot of money, but that is next to the daycare. So when I purchased the daycare, I purchased 2 lots. So there's almost the same size next to the daycare. Yeah. So it's just land. So I'm going to build a commercial. I'm going to do suites.
Do you feel like you're all over the place?
I'm all over the place. I am.
You know what?
That's my problem. That's the only big issue that I really, really have. Like, I am all over the place.
But you would probably, if you really locked in on one business, you probably like 10x your income. But you know what? The cool thing is, for you, like myself, I enjoy the game.
I enjoy the game. And then I'm going to tell you something one of my mentors told me. Shout out to Miss Conceited. She told me, you know Miss Conceited?
I heard of her.
Okay. She told me
Is
never.
She like popular on Instagram?
Yeah, she real popular.
Miss Conceited.
Miss Conceited. She's here.
She in Atlanta?
Yeah, she is. Okay.
Is she your mentor? You think she's going to come on the podcast?
Yeah, she will definitely come.
Miss Conceited. How you spell it?
Well, I can't answer for her, but yeah, she will come.
How you spell it?
Is it MISSCOIN?
Miss Conceited.
Did it pop up?
Chanel?
That's my boo.
Okay, what she do?
She does everything. She actually was the first person to, this whole lash lane, she started the lash lane, period. She has basically probably taught almost half of Atlanta while I'm on here bragging about you.
Oh,
hey,
you know
boo.
what? I do know her.
Yep.
She spoke at, she was at one of our events with Bree. I think that must be Bree's friend. Yes. Okay, yes.
She created that lane. She was the guru of training and doing the beauty classes. 100-something plus students. But anyway, yes. So that's my mentor.
Interesting. Okay, what'd she tell you?
But she did tell me, she said, never get attached. Don't get nothing that you can't get rid of. That was one thing. The second
what does
thing,
that mean?
Meaning like how I'm so attached in the beginning, so attached to just StarrStage. She kept it real and she told me, she said, you're making good money working at StarrStage all day.
The body
$100, $150 a client I'm flipping every hour. I might do 13 to 15 clients a day. But she said, you can't get rich like that. If I work, she said, because by the time you grind hard, work that every day, if you're trying to be a millionaire star, you do that every day, all day, your back's gonna start hurting, your feet's gonna start hurting, you're gonna be tired, you're not gonna have any time to do anything else. And she was right, because I got to the point where I really was maxing out, what I was making just being in the shop. I had to start focusing on other things around it. Something else someone has told me, if you are working in your business, what are you?
You're an employee.
Okay. You're an employee.
Whether you own it or not.
Whether you own it or not. And so you can't really be a boss and be an employee. You can't. How can you?
Yeah.
So I know I do. I say I'm a boss. Yeah, I'm a boss because I do put people in position to win. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm still an employee until I'm not working inside of my shop.
Confessions of a serial entrepreneur.
Hey, I'm 1,000. Wow. That's just being real.
Yeah. And
it's just being real.
Feel like that we all, because you make money, we got it all figured out, and we don't. We're all trying to figure it out.
We don't. And it's hard a lot of times, again, to let go to get to the next level. Again, the same thing that I just said that she told me. You can't get too attached. You got to get somebody in there to help you work.
Yeah.
You got to get somebody in there to run your stuff for you so you're not in there working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't get too attached.
Is that a process that you're going through right now? Or are you still...
I am. I have cut my days down. I've definitely cut my days down. I only work 3 days a week right now inside of the shop. And I am looking for somebody that I could trust that could run my shop. But I really want someone that, a lot of times in this game, in the beauty game, you got to be careful because people want to come in, steal your clients, see what you're doing, how you're doing it, and leave. I want a strong team player. I want someone that's going to come in there, run the business, and now they have basically made StarrStage their own. And they're putting somebody else in position to work while they're running or managing it.
For that, do you feel like you would have to provide some sort of ownership?
it's definitely something that could be talked about later down the line. But I feel like as of right now, no, because I have a brand in a lane that I have created over time, you know?
Yeah.
I think if it was something that I was just starting up or I wasn't able to survive without that person, then maybe, yeah.
So in this entrepreneurial game, man, so like what is some of the biggest challenges? Why do we know this stuff? We know, I just need to lock in, just be focused on this and build it. But still, I want to play. I want to build something. I want to buy another building. I want to do something else.
I don't know. Maybe you can answer that. I don't know. I don't know why I can't. I don't know why I can't just lock into like one thing. I'm not going to say that's all entrepreneurs, because I know some entrepreneurs that's like satisfied, that's like, look, I got this going on and I'm good.
For sure.
But with me, I just think I'm an all over the place type of person. Like,
like that.
I like that. It's like a rush.
Yeah.
Like, the only time, when I do feel like I'm breaking down or I'm having an anxiety attack because it's like too much, but it's like, if I didn't have too much, then I feel like it's just not enough.
You ever tried therapy?
Nah, I need it.
Me too. I was actually looking for a therapist too.
I need it. I ain't gonna. But then I don't have the time. When do I have time to sit down and talk to you? No, I don't have the time.
What do we do about this stuff?
I don't know, David. I don't know. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get lashes done. I can't lay on that table for 2 hours. Do you know what I could be doing with 2 hours?
Yeah. How about relationships? How do they work out for you as a serial entrepreneur?
It's hard. That's all I'm going to say. It's hard.
What's so hard about it?
Oh, my God. First of all, you in Atlanta. That's the hardest part.
Atlanta.
Some good
people in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's some good people, but it's a lot of people. It's a lot of options. Atlanta has a lot of options.
For you or for them?
Both. Hello. Hello.
Yo, do you realize? So you don't really necessarily want to lock into one person and commit like that. Put all your eggs in one basket.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll be like, yes, I do. And then I think with me right now, first of all, I got kids too.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I don't know, David. Like, oh my God. When you get in a relationship, it's a lot that comes with that.
Yeah.
Like, I was just in a relationship for 2 years. And it was a really good thing. But then, there's ups and downs. I just ain't got time.
Yeah.
And I'm very kind of like emotionalist.
Yeah.
That's probably not a word. What's the word for somebody that's not?
That's a good word. Let's make it.
Okay. I'm emotionalist. I'm like, they say I act like a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't really show a lot of emotion. So that's a very hard thing for me, being in a relationship. So I'm too hard. So I'm trying to work on that.
Are you really trying to work on that?
I am.
How so?
I'm not. I'm not. No, but I am. I am. I'm trying to do better. But right now, I'm just focused on the monions.
Yeah.
I'm focused on building. I'm focused on just generational wealth right now. If somebody comes along that can hang, because see, that's the problem. A lot of people can't hang.
Or there's a pattern that you have.
I've been breaking it.
So I mean, it shows.
I did have a pattern, but I'm breaking it.
Because we're gonna be our own therapist today. Okay, we're gonna help each other right now.
Let's help each other. But you married, so you're good.
Yes, but one of the reasons I felt the need is because my wife is absolutely amazing, and I committed when I committed. Because I knew I would commit, but I didn't want my pattern to kick in where I'm going to find something wrong and I'm going to let go of the most amazing woman I ever met in my life.
So do you think that if you weren't married that you would have been let go or something like that? When you say your pattern?
I felt if I didn't make a commitment to someone that I knew I should and would make a commitment to, something in my head would trigger and find something wrong with it and find a reason not to. No matter how silly the reason is.
Okay.
So I'm looking at my patterns, right? So I'll start a business, stop. I like this business. I know it could work. And then I stop. But that was carrying over into my relationships as well. So once I found this amazing woman, I said, yo, it might be a little early for me to commit, but I need to make the commitment because I don't want to let this go. I don't want my pattern to kick in.
That was some real good, smart thinking.
Yeah.
I ain't made it there yet.
You need to make a commitment.
Nah, I ain't ready yet.
I'm
committed to these businesses and this. I'm committed on just building for my kids right now.
Here's the thing. You can't be committed to these businesses.
Why?
I mean, unless you like it, but that's a part of the pattern. Here's what I strongly believe. That once you are willing to let something go to focus on like really building something big, you'll get in the mindset of, yo, I'm willing to let go of all these other situations and lock into what I need. And here's why. Let me give you a story. So I worked at the Cheesecake Factory. Before I worked at the Cheesecake Factory, I was at Olive Garden and I was there for 10 months.
Okay.
Before that, I worked at, I think, Circuit City. Okay. And I was there maybe 6 months.
Damn, Circuit City.
Yeah. It was wild. And then before that, I worked at Applebee's and I was there for like 5 or 6 months.
Okay.
And looking at this journey, I never stayed at a job longer than 10 months. 10 was my max. So when I started
was that planned or this was just something that you looked at recently and was just like, oh, okay.
It was a pattern.
So you knew when 10 months come up, I got to find something else.
No,
it
wasn't like I'm planning it.
Okay. That's what I was asking.
I had to sit down with myself and I'm just looking back over my pattern.
Okay.
And I'm like, dang, I don't never keep a job for 10 months. And then I looked at some of my relationships. I never really keep a relationship long as well either. So when I worked at the Cheesecake Factory, when I first got the job at the Cheesecake Factory, I said to myself, now I'm an entrepreneur. I'm all over the place. I'm going to start something. I'm not no job type person.
Right.
But I told myself that I'm going to stay here for a year.
Okay.
And the only reason I wanted to stay for a year is because I wanted to break the pattern. And what happened was, when I stayed for a year, I wound up staying another year and then 3 years. And I was eventually there for 6 years. And that was the longest I've ever done anything, 6 years. And what happened is in that process, I started this business, Sleep is for Suckers, this t-shirt brand. And I wound up, that was the first business I stayed consistent with for 2.5 years. And then obviously I'm still doing it. But if I didn't make the commitment to working at the Cheesecake Factory to break my pattern, I wouldn't have been consistent enough in my t-shirt business to actually leave.
Right.
So I was just noticing the pattern. The only reason I said I'm going to stay at the Cheesecake Factory and be there for a while.
Well, I broke the pattern. I'm just going to be single for a while. I've broken the pattern. I just date and single and mingle.
Yeah, for me. Listen, not saying you need to jump in a commitment, but you do gotta
committed. I was committed. I was committed.
For
my kid's father. Okay. That was a long journey of 7 years. Okay. And then I jumped right into being in a relationship with somebody else for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Now I'm single.
And nothing wrong with being single. But
I'm single.
But
hello.
Put your bid in.
StarrStage. Okay. Put your bid in. No, just
So, but here's the thing. I believe once you really if you can like put some of your business on autopilot and you focus on one, it just creates something in you. Like, yo, I'm going to stay no matter what with this. And you develop that and it carries over relationships.
I can definitely believe that. I'm working on it. I promise you I'm working on it. Good. I'm working on just scaling everything the proper way. I am. Next time I come back, I'm going to have everything scaled. I'm not going to be doing no type of physical labor. And everything is going to be scaled.
Okay. So for this year, what is the focus?
The focus this year is... See, now you're going to make me seem crazy because I sound like I'm all over the goddamn place.
That's why I asked the question. We got to listen. Us entrepreneurs, we got to talk like this sometime, okay? Man. It ain't about coaching the people that's watching, okay? We just need to have a real conversation so they see what's going on inside us.
The focus is The focus is going to be scaling all of my businesses. How about
all
that?
of them. Which one we going to focus on? Because what I know about entrepreneurship, there's no way to scale all your businesses all at the same time. That's a question.
I think I'm going to focus on a trucking this year.
Okay.
Because that's a whole different lane. That's a whole different.
I love the game. And make no mistake about it. You can get to the bag with the multiple businesses and just going after it. And like Star is an example of that. Yo, you can be successful.
You could be successful, man.
But when we start talking about like the internal stuff.
You're right. If I really put my focus on one big main thing, I'll be lit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be the trucking though.
Gotcha.
I do. Gotcha. You know what? Again, I just think that at this time, I'm afraid to kind of, you don't want to walk away from your brand. But I'm going to have somebody running that. That's the plan. Good. Have somebody running that. And then my focus is just the trucking.
I'm going to have to be a coach, okay? Because here's the thing.
Be my coach.
After you leave this interview, that's... The world is outside, and all the business is outside, and all the money's outside, and someone calls your phone and say, yo, Star, I got this opportunity. We about to get this bag.
I'll be like, that's the problem.
Exactly. If you like me, I'm like, yo, what we talking about? What we doing? So that's why I think it's important to have a coach to bring us back to say, no.
So you going to coach me? Do you have time to coach me? Because you don't never answer your phone.
No, I don't.
See what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I got 6 clients. And I really don't take more than that. So, and I keep them on like 3 months. And I tell them up front, I will coach you. It's monthly. I will coach you, but I'm going to coach you for 3 months. And in 3 months, we're going to get you to a good space.
Right.
And then when I let a client go, then I can bring somebody. But I know I can't scale coaching. I just can't. I can't have 20 clients, 30 clients. I'm not even interested in that.
Right. You wouldn't have any time for yourself.
For sure. And my biggest thing is I'm
going to just get a therapist like you said.
Yeah. We both need it.
Do you got one?
No, I'm looking for one. I'm looking for one. And here, you said something interesting that I struggle with. Emotionless, because I don't have super high highs and I don't have super low lows. Everything is like right here. And shouts out to Ernestine. You know Ernestine Morrison? Ernestine? Okay. Well, she was giving me acting classes. And we was going through this whole process of like trying to tap into who I am and tap into my emotions to be a good actor. And
you couldn't do it.
She's like, when the last time you cried?
Me either. I can't cry. I can't do all that crying.
We need a therapist.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I have my times where I have to myself and I break down, you have your little, I call them the baby breakdowns. Mm-hmm. But that's maybe 3 times out the year, maybe 5. I just feel it take a lot of energy to sit and cry.
Yeah.
That's too much energy.
It was a while for me, but what she told me was, 1, she said I need a therapist. And 2, it's probably so much buried or like put on top of our emotions, it's hard to dig them up. And sometimes tapping into that is healthy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we need help.
We do.
We need therapists.
Therapists? Any therapists?
If you're a therapist.
We'll help you. We'll help get your following even bigger.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Yeah, if somebody fix me, I promise you, I'm going to blow you up.
Yeah.
All right, so New Year's resolutions, did you make any?
I didn't.
We're going to do it together.
Did you make some?
No.
Damn, David.
I know my number. I know the number I want to get to. Mm-hmm. And I'm mapping out what that number looks like.
Wait, the number that you want to make for the year?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm locked in on that. But literally, so I do a lot, but I've been able to narrow it down to really just one thing with different arms. So I teach small business entrepreneurs and I podcast. That's it. And I do the podcast to support me teaching entrepreneurs. So I bring on serial entrepreneurs and say, yo,
I'm going to have to donate some planners. I'm going to donate some planners.
You going to get, word?
Yeah,
how we going to do it?
Some. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We're going to figure it out, man. We're going to get you some planners out here.
No, so, I'm saying I'm going to donate you my planners.
That's what I'm talking to them.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to donate some planners.
So I do the podcast, which is an income stream.
Okay.
So this interview that we do is going to go on YouTube. There'll be ads.
You going to get paid for this?
A couple hours.
Woo!
Something like.
That's what I'm saying.
But I have a morning meetup where I'm on the call every single day. But it's only for an hour.
Okay.
So Monday through Friday, I'm committed an hour to the morning meetup. The people in the morning meetup watch the podcast. The people from the podcast, they come and join the morning meetup because they hear me talking about it.
Okay.
Oh, also, real quick, if you're watching this, I need you to like and subscribe to this channel, okay? Like, subscribe, and comment. That really helps boost our algorithm in terms of like where this video goes. And also, if you're listening to this on audio, leave a review, 5-star. So, podcasting. And then I'm building a podcasting studio to house my own podcast and teach other small businesses how to podcast. So it's all kind of in the same thing. And then I'm doing some investment with my homegirl,
I might take the podcast class.
Oh, that's lit. It's lit. I don't have a podcast class just yet, but studio.
It's coming. You just said that. You just said
I'm building
you're
a
teaching.
studio. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm building a studio and I'll teach out of the podcast. Yes, absolutely.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah. But I've been able to narrow down the focus. So it's multiple streams coming off of one stream.
Right.
So
I see what you're saying. I need to get like that instead of doing. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And then we still invest, right? I got an investment property. Actually, we should be.
Yeah, I remember last time you and a young lady had purchased the property, and you already finished it?
Yeah, we done. I got my cash out.
Dang.
So I put up 35, she put up 35.
Right,
we both wound up getting an extra 15. So we turned 35 into 50. And I'm taking the 50 and shouts out to Terica Smith at Female Real Estate Guru. She is a boss. You need to connect with her.
Okay, I'm going to connect.
So she sent me this.
Say it again.
Female Real Estate Guru on Instagram.
Female Real Estate Guru.
She is a beast. And she sent me over this deal. It's a 5-unit for like $50,000.
I need in on that.
In Louisiana. So she's checking it out today, actually, to see if it's like a boarding house or what it's like or whatever. Right. But it's producing $2,200 a month already. So we're just going to spend cash, which is the whole 50 that I got.
And then you tell me stuff like this and then going to tell me stay in one lane.
But here's the thing. Because Terica is such a beast and a monster, she knows this stuff, I just give her the money.
Right, and she does it.
She does what she does. She makes her money from it and brings it back.
Yeah. The real estate game is just...
It's deep. You gotta have money in places. So Wall Street Trapper will give me some advice on stocks, and I'm like, okay, I'll put the money in it. But it's not something I'm actively building. I just listen to the gurus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that real estate ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah. So, look, I know you got clients today.
See what I'm saying? I'm still an employee. I got to go to work.
But you enjoy the game, though.
I love the game. I love being an entrepreneur. I love being able to work for myself. I love shutting down the calendar for the week and just say, hey, I'm not going to work. I didn't work all December. I didn't work all November. And I really worked maybe half of October. So I'm all right. I'm okay.
Yeah. So you can, listen, don't get it twisted. You can get this bag in here.
Yeah, you can definitely get the bag.
It just drives you crazy. Okay. So you can definitely get the bag. You got to shut down for a month. So a job gives you a couple of days off. You get some off days. As an entrepreneur, you need to shut down for a month.
You got to shut down for 30 days.
Right.
And then when the 30th day, you like, damn, 30 days already?
Right. But the freedom to be able to do that is what entrepreneurship offers.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, let me do a commercial real quick, and then I'm going to ask you my final question, and we're going to close it out.
Okay.
So this episode is sponsored, as always, by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. It's the only community that gathers every single day, Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. For those that want to be an entrepreneur, for those that are an entrepreneur and they want to start and grow their business. So there are people who don't have a business, but there's also people who have 7-figure businesses that join in. We actually have a couple like millionaires that are on the call every single morning to learn and grow.
So how is that like? How was the morning meet? I got to check y'all out.
It's amazing. So I'll start.
Is it like a Zoom?
Yeah, it's on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you'll see everybody's little box, and we're all on there. It's literally hundreds of people that join every single morning.
Okay,
it's really dope. So we got super successful people.
What time is it?
8 a.m.
Ooh, okay.
Every morning.
I'm up.
8 a.m. Yo, the information, like we have these kind of conversations every single day.
Okay.
So I'm
definitely gonna check that out.
I'm doing it for this podcast. You start out for $1 for a week just to see.
Okay.
Just test it out, and after that, it's $79.
I'm just check it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to press the audio and just listen as I'm getting ready for the morning.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
You're going to love it. So, yes, we have entrepreneurs from all across the country. We have entrepreneurs from all across the country that join literally hundreds of people every single morning. So go to themorningmeetup.com. Take advantage of the $1 trial. Just start for $1. And for 7 days, see if you like it. If you like it, stay. If you don't, there's no contracts, no obligation. You could just leave and it's okay. Okay, so go to themorningmeetup.com, 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 and enjoy our $1 trial. Okay? All right, so I got one last question.
Invoice in the mail.
I like to make predictions on the podcast.
Okay.
So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because I want to be able to watch this 5 years from today.
And you're going to see me doing it. Just know that.
Let's do it. What you got?
In the next 5 years, I won't even be 40. And in the next 5 years, I plan on not being an employee, own 4 properties now. I would like to own anywhere from 7 to 10, clear out, meaning no mortgage.
Yeah, love it.
That's where I see myself not having to physically work. Everything is working itself. I'm just checking in and just teaching my kids how to be a boss.
Yeah.
How to live entrepreneur life and how to, take those steps to do what they need to do to be successful. That's it for me. 5 years, yeah.
How many kids you got?
2.
Which one of them was like their mama? All over the place.
The oldest.
He gonna start businesses.
She ate and she off the chain. And she told me the other day, it's just so funny. I'm gonna say this before we go. She said, Mom, I think I want to be she was like, I think I want to be an illustrator. I said, well, you can be whatever you want to be, but I'd rather you be rather you have a business and teach people how to be an illustrator. She's talking about, I don't want to be a businesswoman like you. Cause you look at butts all day and you touch butts all day. So that's the goal, teaching her that it's just not this business. You could do anything. It's just about working for yourself. Living for yourself.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, definitely thank you. Thank you so much for coming. This is like a therapy session we had.
Daily planner, please pick it up.
Yeah, so I'll introduce yourself and go for it.
Daily planner, weekly planner, you guys. I worked really, really hard on this. It's the 12 motivational steps to success. You can get in there, you can write all day, every day, and it gives you a step how to start your business each month and things that you need to look out for and do. You can order it at StarrStage.com/success. Use success as the coupon code. Get a discount.
And how can they follow you?
You can follow me at StarrStage.
At StarrStage.
Follow me.
So thank you so much for coming. This was definitely like an entrepreneurial therapy session.
You didn't have me come on here and tell these folks all my business.
Yeah, hey, that's how we do. All right, listen, anytime I mess up, I come on the podcast like, listen, I was an idiot. This is where I messed up. This is what happened. This is where I need help. This is where I'm vulnerable. I tell people all my stuff. So again, thank you so much. And I can't wait to see what you do with this year. I'm really, really anxious to see how you kill it this year.
Next time I come, I'm going to have it scaled down, I promise.
Let's do it. And so close us out with a word of wisdom. There's an entrepreneur or a entrepreneur out there, and they just want to get started. They want to build something. They want to be successful.
I got it for you. Rule number 1. Business has no emotion. If you're opening a business, starting a business, and you have emotion, you ain't gonna make it too far. I'm sorry. You're not.
Little feelings out your business.
You got to put your feelings and emotions in your back pocket in order to be successful.
I love it. Listen, you can't close it out no better than that. Listen, y'all, go get you some social proof, okay? Like this video, rate this podcast. Go get you some social proof, meaning go build you something, then tell other people how you build it. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.
What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all of this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.